Hi, it's Greg Burdine, pastor of Faith Baptist Church in Adrian, Michigan, with a Bible verse for your Thursday. Here in Adrian, it's a rainy Thursday. We got some storms that came through, but it's still going to be. Well, my thing says, my weather map says it's still going to be 60 degrees. So we're getting into the middle of March, and so that's good. It's considered Pi Day because it's 3.14, the whole thing about a radius and the circumference and pi and all that. It's mathematics. Most of us haven't dealt with pi, that kind of pi, since we were in high school. However, I like to deal with pi all the time. We asked this on the Facebook this morning. What's your favorite pie? And I used to like coconut cream pie. That was my favorite. I do like pecan pie, and I like about any kind of fruit pie. Peanut butter pie, I have made butterscotch pie, and I have a recipe for butterfinger pie. So I haven't made that yet. But what is your favorite pie? Regardless, my daughter-in-law Haley, she made a chocolate silk pie for our pie contest that we had a couple weeks ago, and it was Boone's, I think it was, yeah. And he wanted to put bananas in it, and that's a little different. Bananas in chocolate, but it was good. And so, what's your favorite pie? Regardless, I have a Bible verse for you today. If you want to leave a comment or a prayer request or anything like that, you go right ahead and encourage that. But the Bible verse that I've chosen, and choosing all through the month of March, is about Easter, to remind us about why Jesus came, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. And not necessarily around the actual Easter story, the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus in the Gospels, but and I am using some of those verses, but a lot of the verses that the rest of the Bible, including the Old Testament, explain and help us understand it. So the verse that I've chosen for today is Philippians chapter 2 and verse 8. And that section, Philippians 2, is a wonderful section to reread. It's really, really neat, but I'm only doing one verse of the day. So this is the verse I've chosen. Verse 8 says, talking about Jesus, being found in fashion as a man, he humbled himself and became obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. One of the reasons why Jesus came to die was to be obedient. He was obedient unto death, even the death of the cross. Since the wages of sin is death, the only person who has ever lived that was perfect, that had every right not to die, chose to die. And Jesus died. And not just any death, He died the death of a criminal. An innocent man died, a criminal. They didn't have enough evidence and because they had no evidence to convict him. And yet, because of popularity, because of the majority, because the crowd wanted it, because of Pilate was afraid, they condemned him to death. I believe the religious leaders were jealous of him, and so Jesus died, became obedient to death, even the death of the cross. And to me, this is kind of an interesting thing. The cross was a form of execution. We use it now as decoration. We wear a little cross. Even people that aren't believers, aren't Christians, they still like to have a cross. It's symbolic for them. I don't know why they do it, but it represents the fact that somebody loves us enough to die for us, and yet they're not on that cross. That's what an empty cross symbolizes. Jesus is alive. And so this is a great verse to remind us that Easter is about the cross, and that Jesus died on that cross, and he was obedient, and he sacrificed himself for us. So it's just another reminder of the meaning of Easter. Well, God bless you. Have a great day. Enjoy your Thursday, and I'll be back again tomorrow